Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Trey with DDM's Realm, and I've got another video here for you. This time, we are going to tackle the new RP system that just came out today on PC. I'm sure this will be rolling out to all the other platforms, so you'll definitely want to know how this thing works. If you haven't already, please throw me a subscribe, become a patron, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I really would appreciate it. All right, so this update for the new RP system is to make life easier, and overall, it does make life easier. There's some good, bad, and some ugly about this new system, but I will go through all those so you can see what it's all about and you guys can make the most out of it. So, primarily, this cleans up your inventory issue with RP and takes away a lot of the complication of the RP system, where you had different ways to refine different items. So, equipment itself, you needed to use equipment things, you needed to use resonance stones. That was your weapons, could have been your neck and your belt as well. Your artifacts had different things as well. So, they had like union, stability, power, with a different combination of what you needed to do to upgrade those things, but they've gotten rid of all of that. Oh, as well as enchantments. So they had thaumaturgic stones and take other enchantments and move them all together. So basically, three different systems that all did the same things. They consolidated this all down into one system, which is actually pretty nice. I'll jump into that really quick. And another thing that they did with this is they actually made inventory management a lot easier. So if you're like me, I never even picked up green stuff because it was a total pain in the butt to identify each and every thing, either sell it or stick it into an item. And I also would just get stacks and stacks and stacks of identification scrolls, especially the ones that I get off a loot and as a VIP. Pretty much just threw those away because I didn't even bother with picking up this green stuff because it was just a waste of time. But now they've added some really cool new features that you could use. Down here in the bottom right, there is a new little gear icon. Go into this icon and you can see that there is a buy a new bag in case you have an open slot, you can get one. There is identify all, which we're going to use here in a second, which is pretty sweet. There's sort all bags, which takes everything in your inventory, sorts it all together. So if you have a mess of an inventory, this will be really helpful for you to organize everything, make sure you don't lose stuff in your inventory. I'm kind of crazy about my inventory, so each little bag holds certain things, and I only sort by bag itself or not at all because I organize it all myself. But that does have its flaw of losing things, and now that you can sort everything all together, you can find those things that get lost in your bags. There is a display options thing that you can throw in here, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to go into it in great detail, but you can click on this, change your filters, and only see certain things of your inventory so you can find stuff in multiple bags that way as well if you don't want to sort them. So if you're not going to sort all your bags or individually, it's probably a good idea to use this display options. That way you can search out just the things you want. Say you don't really care about your loot, but you want all your consumables. So when you run around fighting stuff, you can grab all your potions or food. That's a good way to do it. And then there's convert refinement points system in here that is actually quite a bit streamlined and is going to save you tons of time. So back to our inventory management thing. As you can see, my inventory is completely full. I've got stuff all over the place. I've got all these items, these green items that I picked up from fighting. Normally, I even used to not even pick them up because it was a total pain in the butt. But now you can do identify all, and as long as you have the right scrolls in your inventory, you'll identify this stuff. But if you have the wrong scrolls, so if you have all this 70th level stuff and buy the lesser scrolls, it will not identify. But if you have the right scrolls for the right items, it'll go ahead and identify all this stuff for you. So you look over here on the right side of my screen, bam, it just instantly identified 20 different items. So that's cool. That saved me a bunch of clicking time, got rid of that carpal tunnel that I've got in my hand from playing this game. But now we used to have to go in here and refine our items and do it like item by item by item, scroll down the list, go past everything else, but you don't have to do that anymore. Now there's this convert refinement points thing that you can go right into this new UI interface. This is pretty cool. So I haven't even done any RP yet on this character, but I've played with it a little bit on the test server and on my other character. So let me show you how to do it. So there's a button to the left, which is kind of a waste of time, but it's handy. If you click on single item, it'll go through and show you all of your bags with only the refinable things in it. So you can see I've got tons of stuff in here. I've got gems, I've got enchantments, all kinds of things. but it'll be a pain to go through and add these one at a time, right? So instead, we're going to hit cancel and we're going to go to choose convertible equipment. So this is all the equipment I just refined or identified, and as well as anything else in my inventory that is worth RP points. So you want to be really careful here because it will put things in here that you don't want to burn up. So if you look over here, I've got Defender's Plate Gauntlets +2. These are used for crafting, so I don't want to actually grind this up. I can just click that and we'll get rid of it. You see I also have some Wizard's Rings in here. That's also used for crafting, so I definitely don't want to burn those up. So I will get rid of those. You can put these things in your bank, so it will not pull refinement stuff out of your bank, which is a good thing because you don't want to burn up some things, your crafting materials, artifacts. If you have a green artifact, you'll want to stick it in here. This way, you don't have to worry about it. So you can add all your items. I'll do a quick little scan. Most of this stuff I can't even use. Just be sure it's things I do not want. And then I'll click Convert All. Now you see it'll go and basically out of each at a time. You'll see I'll get some crits, get some bonuses, and now it's adding all these items in a heartbeat for me. Very cool. So this feature is going to be awesome for saving tons of stupid clicking time, because I don't know about you, but I seriously have some carpal tunnel from doing the refinement system of this game. So now you see it went through, cherry-picked, and pulled out all the things out of my inventory, and added a bunch of RP points to my RP pool. So I'll show you that here in a second. But another huge thing that it changed was our special stones and the different types of stones and materials that we had for enchanting each individual thing. So I had a runic bag of holding strictly dedicated to just holding these stupid stones. Now, those stones are going to be converted over, and I'm going to convert those to RP points, and you'll see the amount of space this will actually save me. We'll go in here and we'll go back to our convert RP points. You can also go to that by clicking on any of these things and go to convert to RP points. And so that'll do this individual stack. So here's some resonance stones, which is great because here's a stack of resonance stones I couldn't even use because you see I've already got legendary equipment on this character. But now I can convert these resonance stones to something I can throw on like my new enchantments, since the enchantment level went up a couple to 14 now. So you can do them one at a time that way, or you can go into the actual conversion thing here. And there's a couple other filters on here. You can look at enchantments and shards. So if you get the shards from doing some quests, that kind of stuff. If you get old enchantments, something like that, you can go and put those in here. So you see I have the old standard blues that would drop. These aren't actually dropping anymore. So I'm actually going to hang on to them and wait a little while because the values of these should start to go up because people are not going to be able to be getting these by the bagfuls. There's the other runestone. Gemstones, that's what I'm looking for. Now you see that all of these stupid things are considered gemstones and will be converted over. Look at this massive pile of stuff. This is pretty sweet. So see, these are all the stones we used to use to convert. Those are all there. I'm just making sure because if I hit convert all, it's just going to eat them up. So I'm going to go through here and look. Oh, here's my rank 5s that I'm going to save. We're going to go ahead and double click those to remove them and get rid of this runestone. That way I can save it. And then we're going to go ahead and hit convert all. So now we can watch it go through and eat all of these stones. Alright, got like 50,000 out of that. Got almost $5,000 worth of bonus. Familiar with the old numbers, you'll say, dude, that's not very much. There was like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of RP that was needed for an item. Well, they've cut all that by a factor of 10. So something that used to be 500 is now 50. So this is actually 500,000 RP that I just converted in the old system in a matter of seconds. So now I've got a ton of RP. I'm going to go back to my inventory, and you can see now there's big old swaths of it that are wide open. And now I can go ahead and enchant stuff. Now, everything that you have now enchants the same way. So you're not going to have different methods like you did before. and there are no synergy bonuses, which is part of the kind of the bad or the ugly of this update, is that you can't use two stability artifacts to max out your Brunar's helm anymore. Um, Now it's all streamlined. There's no synergies. There's not going to be double weekends, 2 times RP weekends. So this is a bit of a bummer because the RP system itself, the values are pretty much the same. So this is going to make players have to do basically twice as much grinding or waiting to get, because now you're going to have to get, say, 1,000,000 RP worth of gear to max out something versus 2,000,000 when you used to be able to save up 1,000,000 for a weekend. Then you can do the ×2 weekend and throw 2,000,000 into it. The process of getting RP points and converting them all over is a lot easier, streamlined. You have inventory, but it's going to end up being a lot more work in the long run because you're going to have to get the RP points for everything without bonuses. I will tell you that they are showing on the calendar a ×2 weekend coming up here. So the ×2, or not a ×2 weekend, but an RP weekend. Where was it? Here it is, bonus RP. But it looks like it's going to be the other events where if you fight something near your level, you'll automatically get whatever that event's crap stuck into your inventory. So during this period, you will get extra RP, but it's not a double RP weekend. There's no reason to save for a certain amount of time because they want you to work on it. I understand half of it saying that they want you to not save things up and constantly progress. But in the long run, those of us that have played for a while or really want to get our characters up there, this is going to be really painful for us because now we're going to have to grind out or buy, which is probably the biggest motivator behind this, the RP points we need to get our characters where we want them. Anyway, keep an eye on the schedule here. A quick thing I did notice, they changed their event schedules to the days where people don't play a lot. I think they're trying to balance out their load through the week because they used to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now the calendar is showing that most of these events are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll have to see how that goes. That's going to frustrate a lot of people that only get a chance to play on the weekends. Anyway, getting off topic, back to RP here. All right, so if you have the rare enchantments, you're going to want to hang on to those and keep those handy because now enchantments, especially the rare ones, are going to be difficult to get. You're only going to be able to get those during the events or by kind souls that are selling those. Alright, so I'm going to move this cruel enchantment in here that I have saved up, and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this one a little bit just so you can see how it goes. I have a bunch of my old stuff that I have saved and converted over, so now I am ready to enchant. Just to show you how this works. It's real similar to the old system, but there are a couple things that are nice about it here. Alright, so very similar to the old way, we're going to go ahead and refine them, but now you see that there is the item you want to refine. Just like before, you can go ahead and select something else left. If you say I want to do the Apocalypse Dagger or something like that. I could do that, but we're going to do a rare here. So we're going to upgrade this Cruel. You'll see that there is a the reagent here. You're going to need a Mark of Potency and a ward for it. And there is a dial here to show you how much you're spending to upgrade. And it tells you right down here how much you have. So I have 64,000 right now. And it's going to take me 20 to upgrade this Cruel. So you can see I'm going to need a Mark of Potency. And then I can throw a ward in here if I want to. Alright, so threw in my lesser Mark of Potency. I've got an 80% chance, and I have got a ton of these things. So I'm not going to even bother with putting a ward in here. Just like before, once you start upgrading this stuff, double check the auction house and make sure that you're being smart about the use of wards and or your marks. Because if a mark is cheaper than a ward, don't ever even put a ward in, just burn up a mark. That way you're making sure you're saving as much money as you can. Alright, we upgraded this sucker. We will continue. Barely even tell here. So this next one is going to upgrade a little bit more. You can see you can adjust exactly how much you want to put into it. And again, I have tons of these, so I'm just going to continue to upgrade it. You see, this system is faster, it's more responsive, it's a lot more intuitive, and I'm not having to add tons and tons of things as I work through this. Anyway, that's how you go about this. Let's go ahead and go into my armor here. Here we go. So now you see that we have a 12th level Cruel Enchantment, and it's going to need 54,990 to upgrade to 13. And we're going to have the Ultimate Mark of Potency. This is a new thing that you can get. It should be dropping in some of the epic level dungeons and raids, as well as you can buy it out of the store here, which is right here. So it's normally 125,000. I'm a VIP, so I get a discount on that. Another nice little thing about some of the VIP stuff, it seemed like it was getting less and less worthwhile, but now with the identifying and some of the items in here at a greater discount, or a good discount, I guess, is quite helpful. All right, so I forgot to save a chord to enchant this. But as you can see, all of the enchantment stuff is going to actually be the same. It's all streamlined, it's a similar interface. You might need some different reagents in here to complete your stuff. You're going to need ultimate marks of potency, as well as for relic. You're going to need enchanting stones as well for your artifacts. All right, so I switched to a character here that actually has item that can be upgraded here. So we'll go to refine. You'll see that there is multiple levels here of each little rank. So if you're trying to upgrade just this one rank, you can grab this slider, actually move it to exactly what you want. Or you can grab this slider here and bump it all the way up to what you want. As soon as you bump it all the way up, you can see that I can actually upgrade this. Make sure I have my reagents in there. There's a 10% chance on this, so I like to throw in a ward in here. I'm not going to waste a coalescent ward on this. Just do a pres ward. Go ahead and upgrade this. See how we do. We failed, but I have many more here. One of the things I like to do with these is move them so when the window comes up, you actually click right on it. Move through quickly. But apparently not very lucky. There we go. Just had to complain about it, and there we have it. So, and as you see, we now have our new item, and we're good to go. The artifacts are the same way here. This one, you see there's 127 till the next one. I've got 16,000 left, so I can pull this as far as it'll let me go. But you'll see it won't let me go to the very end because I don't have enough RP. Alright, so for your enchantments, you're going to need marks of potency to enchant those, and then for your artifacts and your artifact gear, you're going to need enchanting stones to enhance those things up. But it's all the same, it all works out the same, and it is a lot easier to actually do the refining at this point in time. It's just going to be a little bit longer because we're not going to be able to get some bonuses. We're not going to get some synergies going on here. Let me show you how you're going to get some of your enchantments now. How you're going to get those enchantments is definitely through the auction house again. There's also the Sage Shop in Protector's Enclave. Tourmaline trade bar vendors, as well as the enchanted lock boxes, are still going to get enchantments. So enchantments themselves are still going to be rare, or going to be much more rare, but you're going to still be able to get them. So hopefully that'll make the events a little bit more meaningful to people that have played them more than once or twice, so they can grab some of the rares, make a little extra money with those. All right, well then last and not least, I guess, would be how are you going to get all of this stuff? Well, my favorite way to get this stuff is to farm leadership. It has some great tasks in here that help you get these items. So if you're looking for the best route to go, I definitely suggest doing the Enchanted Coffer. This times 2 thing gives you a chance at all kinds of good stuff, as well as the rare leadership tasks, which gives you a chance for more. The Resonant Bag is now real nice because you get enchanting stones along with your gems. Or you can switch it up, and if you're looking for doing enchantments, you can go ahead and do the Thaumaturgic Bags, which gives you potency and your gems. Those are probably going to be a dime a dozen, though, because you really don't need many of those stones compared to the amount of gems and stones you're going to need to actually get your RP points. So the same places that you got those before, you'll be able to get them again, but now they're going to stack. So the Dread Ring is a good place to go, especially doing the dungeons with the with a good gauntlets to grab that extra chest, you'll have a better chance of getting the purples out of that, as well as Sharandar. You can get some good enchantment stuff out of there to get your RP points, and you may have it okay luck with your dark fake keys, to getting purples out of the chests in there, as well as I'm hoping, and they should, be dropping purples and orange pieces out of the epic dungeons now. All right, well, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. Go into your mounts here and check out what you have here. Another great way to get these refined points is with Wanderer's Fortune that comes from a few of the purple mounts. Anything that has a regal, an illuminated, and a crescent insignias can have Wanderer's Fortune. And then you also want to go in and get your utility enchantments and throw a Dragon's Hordes enchantment in there. That will help you also get more refined points with every kill. And that way you can pile up on these and try to make up for some of that ground you lost for losing the 2x weekends or the artifact synergies. Well, that's really all there is to this enchanting. It is easier to do. You can go through your inventory a lot faster. You'll spend a lot less time actually refining things, but you're going to need to spend that time that you save actually grinding through more quests, spending more time on here, doing more leadership tasks to get to the same place that you've been with our 2x weekends now being full. If you have any questions, comments, throw them in the comments below. You can shoot me an in-game message. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. If not, I'll help find that out for you. And if you haven't already, throw me a subscribe, become a patron, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Well, until next time, play smarter, not harder.